Hello and welcome to Toad Rolls Dice, where we have another World Championships of Warhammer preview, this one focusing on the Mortal Realms again, but with AOS proper. How about we just jump straight in? Embrace a noxious mountain of gifts for the Maggotkin of Nurgle. And there's a reason I'm doing this one after the Darkwater reveal, because it does link in, which is fantastic. I hope that they go further with it, but you didn't think that Gelgus Pust was the only one bringing Nurgle's blessings to the World Championships preview, did you? There's more of Grandfather's blessed children lurching into the fray with renewed febrile vigour. Hold your nose, because the Maggotkin of Nurgle are here, and they're dragging a new Path to Glory supplement set in Ghyran with them. I love these Path to Glory books. Fantastic books, and I hope that this one isn't too far away, but it's nice that we're getting another one because the AOS stuff is very quiet. Hopefully we get some decent detail about that as we get further down in the article. But first, the Maggotkin of Nurgle get their centerpiece model, Festus the Leech Lord. I'll let you just take it all in because it's gross. It's just gross, and I kinda love it. The followers of Nurgle are not known for their haste, so isn't it fitting that their latest champion, Festus the Leech Lord, is arriving to the preview show on a colossal slug? Yeah, very fitting. In life, Festus was a healer who wished to have the knowledge needed to cure all illnesses, but in his study of disease he became unknowingly trapped within Nurgle's clutches. His voracious appetite for knowledge saw the grandfather himself become his tutor, and over 7,777 years of learning, he became a master of maladies and the cankerous arts, earning the rare right to ascend to demonhood, so he's another demon prince. He used his learnings to grow the greatest beast, Blighted, which carries Festus and his fetid workshop into battle. A powerful sorcerer with limitless knowledge of poxes and poisons, he leads the Maggotkin into battle with nauseating exuberance, often campaigning in Ghyran where he poisons waterways with the Leech Water Plague, one of his prized pestilent creations. Next up, the Sloven Knights, and this is a unit that they did shout out in the preview show is going to link in with the Harbinger of Decay, which came out about a year ago, 18 months ago, which was a stunning model. Apparently these guys do link in together, and don't they just look great? Gross, but great. Oh, it's just the bulbous flesh sacks in wrong places. I mean, a bulbous flesh sack isn't exactly great anywhere. Oh, the poor horses just... God, it's so gross. It's so wonderfully detailed. Look at the faces as well. Oh god, they're worse with the helmets off. Nurgle's creed requires its followers to embrace the inevitability of rot and decay, and those frustrated with the stress and rigours of life are easily tempted. Let's be honest, we've all been there. And even noble cavaliers are not immune. Those who are worn out by duty in the endless struggle for survival often fall into deep ennui, only to be relieved by the grace of Nurgle, and become Sloven Knights. These bloated gallants are a parody of their former selves, clad in once fine regalia now threaded with mildew and rot, while their steeds are lumpen and slothful beasts draped in moth-eaten caparisons. The Sloven Knights exude an enervating pall that can reduce the finest warriors to sedentary dullards, and, therefore neutralised, they lumber forth with brutal flails and hammers to pummel armour and flesh alike. Next up, the Putrid Blight Kings, and again, very fitting of their name, just gross. But they still have a bit of charm about them, don't they? Maggotkin of Nurgle is a faction I was not that bothered about. I didn't really get on with the current range. All of this new stuff is looking amazing. I like that guy as well. Of all of the grandfather's servants, the Putrid Blight Kings are his most devoted. Their commitment to spreading the Garden of Nurgle throughout the realm is an all-consuming obsession. Committed worship of the Lord of Decay has seen their forms bloat into mountains of flesh. So bloated are they that any attempt to hack or bludgeon their bodies is met with a chorus of mirthsome chuckle. They return the favour with weapons steeped in rust and filth, and the favour of their god warps reality around them, causing spells and prayers to fail and die in the fetid air. So they have magic resistance built in. Oh, that sounds cheeky. Rot swords. Though Nurgle is often associated with slothfulness and indolence, his followers represent all aspects of disease, including the mania induced by fever. Rot swords are warriors trapped in a constant state of spasming and twitching. Sounds like me. Their reeking bodies hot to the touch and covered in a sweat of a terminal ague. With rusted swords, they slice open flesh, attempting to proliferate their suffering to others. And again, just incredible models. Great poses. They feel like they're lumbering, don't they? They feel like every movement is a lurch more than a smooth, fluid action. And the heads are just gross. The armor, all the dents, the details, the growths, just amazing. It worries me that I like these so much. Rot swords are oddly belligerent and hasty for followers of Nurgle, and relish wading into the thick of combat where their noisome odour causes foes to recoil and become confused. Unlike their bloated betters, they have yet to burst out of their armour, and so they view the hallowed ranks of the puted Blight Kings as aspirational, bolting antlers onto their helms in reverence. Okay, so they have an eye on promotion to that. I quite like this. You've got your base cultists, and then you've got your middle level, fairly tough individuals, moving up to absolute Goliaths of Nurgle. I think this is pretty cool. And now for something different. Pestigors returned. Again, beastmen are mutants dedicated to tearing apart civilization. In the earliest days of the mortal realms, they were some of the first creatures Nurgle communed with, and those that immersed themselves in disease became pestigors. I love that one. It's just the painting of the face, the eyes. He looks like he's surprised to see you, like caught in a headlight, but also he's not really that bothered either, just not fully with it. They look gross, don't they? Absolutely gross. Sometimes you can look at a model and you can just hear it. I can hear that one with a weird goat scream. And that one as well. I mean, that one probably even more, because it's just... they just look rabid, don't they? Just incredible. With hunched backs, gangrenous skin and bloated bellies, pestigors travel the realms in great pilgrimages, sowing destruction and disease wherever their hooves tread. And then Battletome, Maggotkin of Nurgle, with some very nice artwork on the front. All of these vile warriors make their appearance in Battletome, Maggotkin of Nurgle, which covers their background as well as their rules, and will be available in Standard and Gamers Editions formats. The latter a smaller book that includes a full set of War Scroll cards. The Battletome also includes updated army rules for the followers of Nurgle, rules for a new spearhead, 2 regiments of renown and 2 armies of renown. 1 army of renown ensures the spreading of disease and lets Rotbringers embrace a 7-step cycle of corruption, while the other has Horticulous Slymucks lead an extremely green-fingered delegation known as the Gardeners of Nurgle. There's also a Path to Glory section that lets you craft your own cantankerous commander, just as the followers of the Grandfather carry with them odd tchotchkes and fetishes. So too can you equip yourself with accessories when playing games of Warhammer the Age of Sigmar. A set of War Scroll cards let you reference key rules without leafing through the Battletome mid-game, and a set of pale green dice with brown pips. Oh, they don't sound great, do they? Keep the rotten vibe going. This book also contains rules for using Nurgle's followers from Warhammer Quest Darkwater, a new entry in the beloved board game series that was revealed at this very preview show, and I will link that video at the end of this one if you're interested. Gelgus Pust, his court of supporting characters, the Cankerborn, and Pox Wretches all join the Carnival of Corruption with their own War Scrolls and standalone boxes that will be released at a later date. So that makes me wonder if Darkwater is going to be a limited release, and maybe they'll release everything else individually. They don't normally do that. I'm not sure. That surprised me that these are going to get released at a later date. That itself might be a little Armies or Regiments of Renown style box. Who really knows? I just hope that Darkwater isn't a limited release, because it just looks great and it deserves to be available to everybody that wants a copy. Moving over to the Spearhead, the Bubonic Cell. The Bubonic Cell is a new spearhead, a delegation of both demons and diseased mortals led by a Rotbringer sorcerer. They're out to infect the untouched areas of the mortal realms with decay, preparing for the arrival of more major Maggotkin of Nurgle forces. An enthusiastic beast of Nurgle and 2 units of 3 Nurglings are joined by a unit of 10 Rotmire Creed, which was the Warcry team from a few years ago, each empowered by a circle of corruption that debilitates enemy units. Regiment of Renown, the Pustules. Oh god. And it's the weird tree thing. One of the regiments of renown is the Pustules, a gathering of 10 plague bearers and a spoilpox scrivener, whose pestilent might has summoned a feculent Gnolmor into existence. A new box collects them together so you can add them to your other chaos armies, including the Hellsmith Sulphur Shut. Of course, they had to squeeze that in somewhere, didn't they? After only appearing in the previous Spearhead box, the Spoilpox Scrivener is also returning as a solo release. That's good. It's a very weird looking model though. And then this bit that gets me excited and I really want to know more. Path to Glory, Blighted Wilds. With Ghyran under threat once more, Path to Glory Blighted Wilds is here to provide new ways to play narrative games in Tharia. Among the greatest of the Jade Kingdoms, Tharia is beset by a stream of relentless and unnatural pollution. Will you fight to drown the land in filth, or to save it from the Maggotkin of Nurgle? New background lore covers the War of Tharia, while a new battle pack lets you add a verdant twist to games. It also includes 12 new battle plans, 3 new battle scar tables, nice, and 4 new paths. The Path of the Tharian Druids, and Path of the Sacrifice Master for heroes, and Path of the Weldborn or Path of the Foresters for non-hero units. Plus new heroic traits, artifacts of power, a spell lore and a prayer lore to give you new ways to customize your army and units. And it will obviously be very Ghyran focused, but that's pretty cool. That's quite a cool picture actually. That's some of the new ones, isn't it? Some of the new models. That is such a cool shot. Rules for Landmarks of Ghyran let you create your own shrines and strongholds just like you'd create a custom hero, giving it all sorts of abilities and modifications, including magical weapons so it can defend itself. This will then act as a regiment of renown you can deploy alongside your army. That sounds interesting. You can also build your own custom regiment of renown, a regiment of Ghyran, with origins and flaws like a Path to Glory hero. You'll make a set of war scrolls for heroes and units from a list of abilities brought with destiny points before selecting idiosyncrasies that let you give your custom regiment a series of thematic rules. All of this sounds excellent. As you'd expect from the grandfather, that is a mirthful bounty of new releases to look forward to. Just ignore the itch, the fever and the smell. If you want to see the rest of today's reveals, the hub is linked in this article below. So, this came hot off the heels of technical difficulties, but this followed up, theoretically it would have followed up straight after Darkwater. So my hype for Nurgle stuff was pretty high, and all of this delivered. Maybe not Festus, but I hope all of these units, I mean I don't really know how you do the knights either, but I hope that we see some of these new units get rules in Darkwater, as well as the Darkwater stuff going the other way. The Battle Tome sounds great. This is a whole host of new units. It's almost like a bit of a refresh. I suppose it's a wave 2, 3. I'm not entirely sure how many Maggotkin of Nurgle waves there's been. But there's a beautiful mix of stunning new models. The new Spearhead and things sound great. Using the Darkwater miniatures. Yes, I completely agree that they should be in here. The fact that they're locked in the Maggotkin of Nurgle book surprised me. I thought it'd just be a digital download, but I suppose it makes sense because you're probably only going to be able to use them in a Maggotkin of Nurgle army, and where else are you going to get the rules? I think that this is solid. I think that this is great. The Regiment of Renowns, the Spearheads, all this new stuff, really, really good. But the Path to Glory is definitely one of the things I'm very much looking forward to. And, you know, new battle plans, battle scar tables, new paths, all of this is great. The fact that you can customize strongholds, create your own Regiment of Renown, all of this is where I'd love to see this going. And it further adds customization and the ability to personalize your army. Hopefully it does make sense with every faction. It should do. The first Path to Glory book did. But I'm super impressed with this, really impressed with everything I'm seeing here, and it scares me because I wasn't a fan of Maggotkin of Nurgle, and now I might be. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and do all the YouTubey things. The support from everybody that watches these videos is amazing. Thank you so much. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.